About a month ago, we talked about my Frilly Echeveria, and we looked at how we could multiply our stock. And the most interesting thing, we beheaded it, and then we started an air propagation. And we want to have a look at the air propagation because this is a part 2, and I'd like to show you that it has rooted, and then we'll show you those little babies on the stem, the little pups. And so welcome back to my channel. My name is Alice and I'm a red soil gardener. Come, let's go and have a look. A few weeks ago, I think about a month ago, we talked about the Frilly Echeveria, one of my favorite succulents. Now the thing is that we wanted to propagate it and to get enough pups so that we can actually have many Frilly Echeverias. Now one of the things we did was chop off the head, and it was quite an experience for me, first time to do it. But then the whole thing is that you leave it without any water and let it sort of do an air propagation. So today I thought is the perfect time to do it, because over the weekend I examined the stem and I did see some rooting, which means that we're ready to actually start putting it in soil and start watering. Because all through this period we have not given the plant any water. What we did initially is, before we chopped off the head, we did give it enough water so that the leaves can get all pumped up. And out of that, we've left it without water, and it is still growing, because if you look inside, or even this one, it's still green, and that means the plant is actually surviving on its leaves. That's where it's getting its starch. Now, what happened when we chopped off the head, we did let the stem and the flower callus, and that we know is a very important part for a cacti because it sort of seals it. So after it calloused, we placed it in these pots and made sure that we didn't put it upside down, because we wanted it to be the right way up so all the nutrients can go into root production. And then the most important thing when you're doing this sort of propagation is to make sure that you put it in a shaded area, which we did, because basically the poor little plant is actually working on the rooting and without any water. So we did put it in a shaded area and waited for the roots to start forming. And then the other thing, what was really important here, was when you did get your tub to put your plant in, is to make sure that it actually fits. And as we go along with this air propagation procedure, what happens is you do end up losing some of your leaves, because they start either falling off or rotting, and the pot does get smaller. And that's why I actually supported mine with these wooden bits, just to hold it up, because you don't want it sinking into the pot. So I'm going to flip them around and then we'll have a look at it, because it's actually quite interesting. So this is the big mama, and I'm going to slowly pull it out like this and turn it around. And there you are. There's the rooting. So we've seen that plant, the big mama, have its rooting, and I'm just going to flip this one, just take it off these sticks and flip it. Again, we have rooting. Now, one of the things that happens is, as it starts rooting, is you get all these dead leaves, which I will take off, because we know that the plant is growing and it hasn't had water, but these are just leaves that are dead as it grows from the center. And I'm going to turn it around again. The only thing is my little baby here wasn't that successful for some reason. I'll just put this here. Is the rooting has taken a bit longer. but let me flip it. And I had cleaned it out, and it's just very small rooting that has taken place. So I'm not going to actually pot this, and I'll leave it still in its in this box, in this pot, and wait for a stronger rooting, and that's what I'm going to actually use to pot it. So what I'm going to do is just get rid of this remnants of this propagation, which is really interesting. I'm just going to tip it here. And so what I thought is, to make it more dramatic for my Echeveria, is I've got here, it's actually a lot of pumice inside, river sand and organic material, and I thought this would be ideal for this plant. And then when baby is starting to root, at least I can have the 3 of them here. So what I'm going to do is just put my gloves on, and then we're going to put this for the first time in a month in moist soil, but not drenched. And I'm going to plant them here, the 2, and we wait for that one to get the rooting. So here we go. Oh, dear, dear, dear. And at least I have a good stem, because I don't want the leaves to really touch the... I think we can plant it just like that with that stem. So I'm going to make a hole here, just like that, and place her in here. So here we go. And so with this baby, we're waiting for rooting. These ones are good to go. And I'm not going to water it until the soil is dry, and I'm going to keep checking it and making sure that it's not overwatered, so I don't want to get root rot. It's been such a long process, but that's what we'll do, is just keep it there. And when baby is ready, she can come here, and if it's, I will just monitor. If this bowl is too small, then I might put baby in its own accommodation. So let's have a look at our pups, because that was the next stage, and I think was the whole point of the propagation, and the air getting the roots was all about our pups. Now we must say we beheaded it about 4 weeks ago, and we've got our rooting happening. This one hasn't really taken off, but we'll monitor it. And so I'm just going to show you my pups. So this is one stem that we chopped and calloused. This is the other one, and already I'm getting little babies coming here. My little pups are coming. It's in the pumice, it's in organic pumice, well-drained soil. We're giving it very little water as it's producing its pups. So there you are. This is how you propagate a Frilly Echeveria. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe and press that notification button. And we will post these methods on our Instagram, so don't forget to follow us. Don't forget to share with friends, and thank you so much. And do try this method. It's been a bit taxing for me, but I think we've got it right. Thank you so much, and have a lovely day.